welcome to our Military Appreciation Gathering. First of all, give yourselves a huge hand for being here this morning. Now, I think we can all agree here in this room that freedom is not free. Am I right? Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. And no one knows that more than you all here in this room. And unfortunately, there are too many Americans that, take that for granted. They don't realize the sacrifices that are made by our military and by the family members of the military as well. When you sign that dotted line, the family members sign right along with you. Am I right? It's a huge sacrifice. So can we also please give a huge hand to the families that are here with us today as well? Thank you all for your sacrifices. Now we're going to start out this morning the most patriotic way that we possibly can, and that is with the national anthem. So if I can please ask you all to stand, if you're able to stand, remove your caps. I'm going to invite out Emily from your playlist cast right now to lead us in the national anthem. Let's show Emily some love. Emily, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please give it up for Emily! Thank you so much, Emily. Make sure you come on back tonight and see Flick, the Power of Motion Pictures right here at 7:30, 9:30. You can catch Emily in tonight's show. But folks, today we are here for a friendly recognition between the different branches of our military. So how this is going to work is I'm going to announce each branch one by one. This is your chance to be recognized here. You're going to stand if you're able to stand or raise your hand. You're going to receive a thunderous round of applause. And then we're going to sing your song loud and proud. And the first one we are going to start with this morning is the largest branch of the military, and that is the Army. Army, if you are here, please stand and be recognized. Let's give it up for our Army vets. All right, Army, you ready to sing? Loud and proud. Here we go. Hold your hands. Come on. And the Army goes rolling along, proud of all we have fighting till battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's the army's on its way, gather all the kids of its throne. For where we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. Let's give it up for our Army vets.
Yeah.
Thank you, Army. Army, do you have a phrase or something that you say? Hooah. All right, we're all going to say hooah on three. Even the Marines, I better hear you. All right? Hooah on three. 1, 2, 3. Hooah. One more hand for our Army. Thank you so much. All right, up next we have the Marines. Marines, please stand and be recognized. Let's give it up for our Marines. I was going to say, we got upstairs as well. All right, Marines, are you ready to sing? All right, loud and proud. Here we go. Come on, clap those hands. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the have a phrase or a chant? Hoorah! All right, we're all going to say it on 3, even the Army. Better hear you all. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hoorah!
One more hand for our Marines. Thank you. All right, up next we have the Navy. Navy, please stand if you recognize. Let's give it up for our Navy. Oh, lots of Navy today. Lots of Navy. All right, here we go. Clap those hands. Come on. Here we go. Anchors. Anchors away. Farewell to one more hand for our Navy.
Yeah.
Navy, do you have a chant or a phrase? Hoo-yah. Yeah, I've heard that one. Hoo-yah. We're all going to say hoo-yah on 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hoo-yah.
One more hand for our Navy. Thank you so much, Navy. All right, next branch is the Air Force. Air Force, please stand and be recognized. Let's give it up for our Air Force. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let those hands. Come on. Off we go into the blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come to meet our thunder, and we'll give them the gun. Give them the gun. Down we die, spotting a plane from under, off on one hell of a roll. We live and claim, over down and claim, nothing will stop them. Give it up for our Air Force.
Yeah.
Thank you, Air Force. Do you have a phrase or a chant? Room service? Where's the hotel? What's the Wi-Fi password? Aim high. Yeah, aim high. That's what we're going to say. We're going to say aim high on 3, but the chair force has got it pretty good, don't they? All right, aim high on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Aim high.
One more hand for our Air Force. All right, now the next branch, we don't always have someone here from this branch. We might today, you never know. I think the last thing that they want to do for their vacation is go on a cruise. But this is the branch of the military that the cruise lines actually work the most closely with. And twice a year, we have to pass an inspection from this branch of the military. The military comes on board and inspects the ships, make sure that we are ready and able to sail, and in case there's an emergency, we can carry out our emergency duties on board, and that is the Coast Guard. Do we have any Coasties here with us today? Any Coast Guard? They're working. Let's give a huge hand for our Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Could not do what we do out here without our Coast Guard. Now, we are going to sing their song as well. They actually have the longest song. All right, so if you don't know it, the lyrics are on the screen. Y'all ready? Here we go. Clap those hands. Come on. From Aztec shore to Arctic till to Europe and Far East, the flag is carried by our ships in times of war and peace. And never have we struck it yet, in spite of foe and spite, who cheered our crews and cheered and yet we're showing how to fight. So here's this my punching song. We sing on land, oh sea, who serve the newest branch of the military, and I've never had anyone from this branch, but today could be the day. Do we have any Space Force here with us today? And another cruise with no Space Force. I think it's because they're all at Camp Ocean right now. It's our future, right? It's our future. Let's give a huge hand to the Space Force. I think it's a really cool thing that this branch of the military was created. And also, they have a song. I don't know if you knew that, but they have a song. Before they did have a song, though, we used to play Rocket Man for their song. But they have a song now. They have a song, and it goes like this. Are you ready to sing along?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Clap those hands. Come on. We're the mighty watchful eye, guardians beyond the invisible. Come on, let me hear you. There you go. Boldly reaching into space. Standing guard both. We're the Space Force. One more hand for the Space Force. All right, there are some others that I would like to thank in the room as well. First one is any international allies that we have with us here. Any allied countries? We sure do, right here. This is your second time with me now. Your second time, because I remember on the sunrise. Oh, where are you from over here?
UK and Canada.
UK and Canada! Yes! UK and Canada. You're from both. You served in both?
2 uncles in Canada, 10 uncles in UK.
Wow, I love it. So you're actually originally from the UK. I can hear the accent.
I'm from Scotland.
You're from Scotland. Okay, that counts as the UK. That counts as the UK. Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. And over here?
From the UK.
The UK. Wonderful. Let's give it up for our allies. And the UK over there as well. Lots of allies today. Listen, we could not do what we do without the incredible support of our allied countries, nor would they be as strong of a military as they are without our support as well. So one more hand for all of our allies. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. Now, the next group that I would like to thank is one of the most important here in this room. And that is our military families. I'm talking about the spouses, the parents, the children, the grandparents, the brothers, the sisters, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins. That is almost every single one of you here in this room. If that is you and you're able to stand at this time, please stand or put those hands up. And you're going to receive a huge round of applause as well. Let's give it up for our military families. God bless you all. No one knows those sacrifices that you have had to make more than you all here in this room, right? Especially difficult things for the kids, right? Sometimes the kids having to go from school to school to school, starting over from scratch, making new friends every few years, right? It's a lot. It's hard on the families. It really is. So one more huge hand for our military families out there. Thank you for holding down the fort at home when your loved ones are out deployed, helping keep freedom free. So thank you all so much. Now, there are some others that I would like to thank here in this room as well, some other groups that I'd like to recognize. Before that, though, I do want to let you know they're coming up shortly. We're also going to hold a moment of silence, and during this moment of silence, I will be playing taps, and I know that can be a trigger for some people in the room, so I'll let you know when that's coming. It's in about 5 or so minutes, but if you would like to step out during that point, I will allow you to do so, and then you can join us back afterwards. But I do want to thank a couple more groups here. First, I'd like to see if we have any active duty military with us here today. Do we have any active duty? We sure do. Stand up, give it up for active duty. And over here as well, and over here as well. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your service. I hope you're all enjoying your very well-deserved vacations, I'd like to also give a special shout out to our women who have served or are currently serving in the military. Let's give it up for all the ladies. Ladies, stand up, raise those hands. Give it up for the ladies. Thank you. I know that there are a lot of the women in the room who have served in the past. It was very difficult, right? It was difficult. It was different times back then. Thankfully now, things have changed quite a bit. But shout out to all of the ladies in the military. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I would also like to see if we have any Purple Heart recipients with us in the room. Do we have any Purple Hearts? Let's give a huge hand for our Purple Hearts. Do we have any Medal of Honor recipients? Any Medal of Honor recipients with us here today? Let's give them a huge hand as well. How about any Gold Star families? Do we have any Gold Star families with us here this morning? We sure do. God bless you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. And thank you for proudly serving your country as well. Thank you. Now, folks, as I mentioned, we are going to hold that moment of silence. If you would like to step out, you may do so at this time. But I do want to let you know, while I'll give you the chance to step out, that the moment of silence here this morning is to honor and remember those who have served their country, who we've lost, who have since passed on. To those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for the United States of America. All gave some gave all. And this is also to honor and remember our POWs and MIAs. We have our symbolic table over here to always remember that there's always a seat at the table for them. So if you please join me in a brief moment of silence and remove your caps. Thank you. Thank you. Now, folks, we have come to my favorite part of today's gathering, and this is our open forum. Now, this is your chance to speak up and share anything you like with the room. This is a safe space here where, it's not very often you get together with a group of people, of this many people, who can all relate or have very similar shared experiences and stories, right? So this is your chance to speak up. But before that, I want to give a couple more shout-outs, a little bit more recognition before we go with that. And this time, we're going to go through the different conflicts very quickly. There have been many conflicts that you may have served during, and this is your chance to receive some recognition as well. And please forgive me if I don't name a conflict that maybe you served during. Again, there have been some big conflicts, some smaller ones. And at the end, I'll give you the chance to shout out any that I might have missed. But the first one I'm going to start with, do we have anyone here from the Civil War? Okay, just checking, because if someone stood up, I would have ran out of here so fast. You probably would have seen me walk on water. But in all seriousness, do we have any World War II vets with us here today? Any World War II vets? World War II vet? Irvin. Irvin, where are you from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota! Irvin from Minnesota. Irvin, you're a World War II vet? World War II vet?
World War II Japanese occupation when the Korean War started.
Wow. Which branch did you serve?
Army.
Army vet right here? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
91.
91! Right. Now, I'm going to take a guess, you're probably one of the oldest vets here in this room. Anybody older than 91 here? I don't think so. Now, where? Oh, okay. I'd like to present you with something. We're going to give you this challenge going here for being here today. On one side, it says Operation Homefront. That's about our partnership with Operation Homefront, which we're going to tell you more about. Oh, thank you. And that's for you as well, from this lovely gentleman here. And on the other side, it says Heroes Tribute Bar. Now, on all of our Carnival ships, we care about the military so much that we are putting a Heroes Tribute Bar on all of our ships. And this is a dedication to our military. So you'll see it on all of your Carnival cruises in the future, which is an amazing thing. On the new ships, it's being built with it on there, and on the older ships, they're putting it in during a dry dock. So for example, this ship is going to go to dry dock at the end of next year. They're going to install the Heroes Tribute Bar here on this ship as well. But I want to give that to you right there. Thank you for your service. Thank you. And I would like to come back to you in a few minutes, if that's okay, so you can share your story, if you don't mind, in a few minutes when we get back to the open forum, okay? Is that okay?
What?
Is that okay if I can come back to you in a few minutes to share your story?
Sure.
All right, wonderful. Let's give them a huge hand. God bless you. Thank you. All right, folks. How about our Korea War vets? Korean War. You have any Korea vets? But yeah, and Irvin as well. Yep. Let's give him a huge hand. Thank you, Irvin. I'd also like to say, I know this next group, we've got some here, and that they deserve an extra special round of applause, I think. And that is our Vietnam vets. Our Vietnam vets, wherever you are, stand on up if you're able to. Raise those hands. Let's give a huge hand for our Vietnam vets. I think we can all agree that our Vietnam vets were not given that welcome home that they deserve. The fact that they were willing to shed blood, take a bullet for their country, and you were welcomed home the way that you were welcomed home is absolutely unacceptable. So one more hand for our Vietnam vets. Thank you. Let's see. How about our Cold War vets? Cold War vets, please stand and be recognized. Let's give it up for our Cold War vets. Thank you. Desert Storm. Stand up, get that recognition you deserve. Desert Shields. Keep it going. We're going to keep this applause going. We got a lot. Enduring Freedom. All of our Iraq vets. Afghanistan vets. Cuba. Keep it going. Keep that applause going. I got a lot. Panama. Kosovo. Beirut. Somalia. Grenada. Anything that I might have missed? Bosnia, yes, Bosnia. Persian Gulf, yes, the Persian Gulf as well, yes. I heard another one. Syria, yes, thank you very much upstairs. Haiti, yes, Haiti's another one. Any others? 9/11. I'd also like to give a shout out to those who may have served during peacetime as well, because you deserve that recognition just as much as well. Let's give it up for our peacetime. Thank you. One more hand for everybody who has served. Thank you so much. All right, folks, it is now that time. It is time for our open forum. I'm going to start with Mr. Irvin over here. Feel free to speak up and say whatever you like. Like I said, this is your chance to share your story. You want to give a shout out, you want to talk about an organization, whatever it may be, this is your chance to speak up. If you wouldn't mind just sharing a little bit about your story.
Well, I enlisted and my mother signed for me to get in at 17. And my dad thought they needed 2 signatures. All I needed was 1. So, anyway, spent 2 years of working home as well. I was in engineers. I was glad I was, because they were building bridges and building dams and pontoon bridges and so on, for the vehicles to get across where they were supposed to be, and picking up aircraft bodies that never proved attack. One crashed on a quarter-mile from the barracks, and 11 men got killed. 2 got out alive. one medic that got killed when bombs were going off up from it. I knew him, he was in the medics. He was transferred from his chaplain's assistant to the medics. And shrapnel got him from the bomb went off, shrapnel got him in the back of the head. It was messy. Burnt bodies of them, most of them in a fetal condition. But other than that, I had a friend stationed with me. I worried about him sometime. He was engineers as well, and he would operate any kind of machinery there was, whether we've seen it before or not. He came in with a liaison plane for training, and when out training, when they come back, they parked it. I thought he was going to get in it and fly. But I'm glad he didn't. It was a long time over. Missed the family most. And
Would you tell us a little bit about the both of you? Would you tell us a little bit about the both of you? How old were you when you met, you two, and how long have you been together?
I was 12 when I first met him.
12! Oh my goodness, it was a different time back then. 12? Oh my goodness, and how long have you been together? I assume you're married now. How long have you been married?
67 years.
67 years. God bless you both. And what is your name? Marilyn. Give it up for these two. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you both. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. Let's show them both one massive round of applause. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you. All right, folks. If you want to share something, just raise your hand. I know it's hard to follow. But yeah, right over here. We got Gabby and Momo here, so they'll come around. We got about 15 minutes.
I've never heard any mention in one of these of several cruises about Cuban crisis. I didn't know if you meant to include that with Cuba or not, but
Yes, Cuban Missile Crisis.
I could have stood up for that. But I wasn't actually in any conflict, but I was stationed in Bermuda at the time, and we had several of the ships come in to our bay. And I think that should be mentioned specifically. Thank you.
Thank you, absolutely. Thank you.
Back in 1965, I joined the Navy, and right out of boot camp, they shipped me out to Nantucket. And on my way to Nantucket, on the ferry, I got seasick.
Welcome to the Navy.
I knew I was in trouble when this kid ran by and said, Mommy, look at that sailor. He's turning green. And I knew I was in trouble. So right then, the Vietnam War got really hot, and they were looking for volunteers to become a Seabee. I knew then I would never be on the ship again, so I volunteered to go become a Seabee. From Seabee, we went to Gulfport, Camp Lejeune, Vietnam, and that's it. That's my story.
Thank you for sharing. And I want to give a shout out to the CBs as well, because we could not do what we do without our CBs, so thank you so much. Thank you. Do we have any other CBs in the room? Any other CBs? Grandfather? I saw him say my grandfather. Yeah, over here. Thank you. Anyone else like to share anything? Don't be shy. Yeah, right in the back over there. Almost coming over to you.
I'm pretty loud.
That's all right. We'll give you the mic.
I don't know if I want her to bring you the mic. She was mean to me yesterday. I'm just joking. So I just want to say thank you to Carnival, because a lot of times no one says anything. Secondly, let's not forget forget those soldiers that come home, soldiers, airmen, seamen, those military personnel that come home and for whatever reason take their own lives. If you see something, say something, reach out to them, just hi, how you doing, whatever. Because a lot of times, lastly, I love that chair. When the first one of these military appreciations we came to, there wasn't a chair up there, and I'm a past commander of our local American Legion, and that's one thing that's at our meetings. There's an empty chair for the POWs and MIA, and I'm just happy to see that you've got that, and we can't forget them guys, because like you said, all gave some gave all, and there's some that are still giving, so just keep them in your prayers and their families in your prayers, and thank all of you. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. I think we've all heard the phrase 22 a day here in this room. And thank you for speaking up and mentioning that, because yes, sometimes all it takes is just a quick spark up of a conversation, right? You never know what somebody is battling with or dealing with, right? You never know. And reach out to those vets in your community. It could be a family member. It could be a stranger, right, that you don't know. Reach out, because sometimes it just takes that conversation to really help that person. And I would like to let you know as well, the statistic is actually less than 22 now, less than 22 a day, which is wonderful. We need to get that down to 0, and the way we do that is by continuing those conversations and helping those in your community and your family members. So thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who else? Yes, right here, and then we'll come back there.
Just a short note, for those of you that were, today is National Vietnam War Veterans Day.
Did not know that. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sergeant Shannon Yarbrough from Evansville, Indiana. I was a combat medic in the Persian Gulf and also in the Desert Storm. I just want to say thank you to all you great people for living in this great country. Thank you, Sarge. All right, thank you, my man just got home from Estonia. All right, so I'm just blessed to be here, and I want to thank Carnival for having these things for its veterans to come to. This is my second cruise, and I am enjoying the hell out of it. So, let's just say, mission is well done. All right?
Thank you. Thank you. And can I just see by raise of hand, who's at their very first military appreciation gathering on a Carnival cruise? Anyone at their very first one? And who's been to one before? Look at that. Look around the room. We do this on every single one of our sailings, and we would love to grow this bigger and bigger. And just so you all know, when this started years ago, it did not start in a big theater like this. It was actually just a meet and greet that happened inside the library, the small library, and it was just a time for people who had, served in the military in the past or were currently serving to just meet up and talk with each other. Now it's grown to this today, and honestly, this would not be possible without two incredible women that worked. Well, one of them still works for Carnival, but the other one no longer works for Carnival. First one who no longer works for Carnival, she was a cruise director. Her name was Jamie D. Does anybody know who Jamie D is? Yeah, Mike over here. Jamie D. Anyone else know who Jamie D is out there? She was one of the best people, one of the best cruise directors that Carnival has ever had. Although I never personally met her in person, I feel like I have a very close connection with her because I like to mention her at all of these events. And one day she randomly added me on Facebook and sent me a really nice message because she's a travel agent now, and some of her clients were cruising on board, and they had messaged her and said that I mentioned her. And I love mentioning her because without her, this would not be possible. She really helped bring this to life, to what it is today. And the other person who still works for Carnival, her name is Just June, and she's actually one of the comedians that works for Carnival. She's been with the company for over 20 years. With Carnival, and she served in the Marine Corps, and she actually occasionally she comes to the Magic. She was here a couple of weeks ago, and she's on board during the military event. She always comes and supports as well. So thank you to Jamie D and Just June, two incredible women who helped bring this to what it is today. So let's give them a huge hand. Yeah. Now Jamie D works for another cruise line that I can't mention, but it rhymes with Mall in America. But it's okay, she works in the office there. It's still part of the corporation, so we're sisters, we're sisters. Who else would like to share something? Yes, right over here. We got one right over here. Just raise your hand so no one can see you.
Where?
My father was called up as an essential worker. We were in Edinburgh. We had to pack up and move to Glasgow to work in the Blackburn aircraft. My mother had to look after me when we bombed every night because we were near the shipbuilding. Every night I thought a gas mask was part of my wearing. We used to come home from shelter and either check about the house where the windows were blowing in. And then we had two different sirens. One was where you went to the local shelter, and another one where we had to go into a way down underground. That was the heavy bombers coming. And our house was right next to the RAF balloons. So they were coming in. And we didn't know when we were going to get hit, and when we didn't. The only good thing that came out of that was my brother was born in 1941. And my mother, and then right after that, my uncles, they came up one night and I was didn't know why that everybody was picking me up and talking to me. I didn't know what was going on. They were all heading off to the army. One was for the Navy, the rest were for the Army. And thank God they all come back. The only problem was they didn't have a long life. They all died quite young because of what they went through in the war. And there is not another different thing, and a different war, which we just went through lately. I joined the Canadian Air Force, and I was marching and it didn't feel good. So the sergeant told me to go to a sick bed. They came up and took me to the hospital, and I had the first pandemic was the Asian flu. And the nurses and doctors saved my life. The unfortunate part is I couldn't stay in the Air Force anymore. So there's more than one enemy. We just went through a pandemic, and hundreds of the Air Force people died in that pandemic. Nobody ever hears about that. An essential worker, I didn't see my dad for some 10 months, and we had because they were trying to bomb the aircraft, and to hear whether they hit it or not, and then we came back home. So just another part of war.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. And thank you for your service. Thank you. Yes, we're going to come.
So, we've been to a few of these military appreciations. The first one we ever went to was the first time that I convinced my husband to go onto a cruise, and Jake was our cruise director, and we were on the Sunrise. The reason it took me a long time to convince him to go on a cruise is because he was navigating ships this size for the Royal Navy. And so he's like, the thing about these that I love, on our first cruise, because of his connection with being in the Royal Navy and a gentleman that we met who was in the US Navy, we have now like a lifelong connection. You might remember Louis. With them, they live near us. We do stuff with them all the time. We've been on another cruise with them. We love these appreciations when we get together. I'm from a military family. My grandfather was Marines in Korea. My father was Army in Vietnam. My brother is currently a captain in the Army. And then I married a British Royal Navy officer. But
James Bond.
The one thing that these really did for my husband, and I don't even know if he realizes it, when we first met, he always downplayed his role in the military and what it was and what it meant to freedom really all over the world. Anytime somebody would say thank you for your service or anything, he'd be like, okay, whatever, I didn't do anything. And I'm like, you were literally driving giant ships through minefields. You were, you were doing a lot. You went to a lot of dangerous places, did a lot. After our first one of these military appreciations and getting those connections with people that shared those similar experiences, he applied for a pin for the Royal, for Her Majesty's Royal Navy. He takes a lot of pride in what he did now, and he never had that before. So I think finding the connection on these ships did so much for him appreciating what he did and realizing that it's okay to appreciate what you do, because I think sometimes you can get so many mixed sentiments out there in the world that it's okay. It's okay to appreciate what you do. You guys do amazing things. And for what? You're giving of yourself for other people's freedom as well as yourself, and you should be proud of that. You absolutely should be proud of that, and it's been so wonderful for me to see that change in my husband, and I really do give a lot of credit to Carnival for that, because if it wasn't for this kind of camaraderie and this open forum and people being able to speak, I don't know that he would have gotten there. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you for sharing that. It's true. I know we also like to joke around, right? We like to joke around about the different branches and competition, but really, if we didn't have the camaraderie that we have between all the branches, we would not be the military that we are. So thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Yes.
I would like to just show some appreciation for the service members and veterans that are suffering from PTSD. Trust me, the struggle is real, and not only does it affect the service member, but it affects their family members as well. I'm a member of the PTSD support group at Almondorf Air Force Base, where they serve veterans that are suffering from PTSD. So the struggle is real, and if you see somebody that you think might have it, just offer an encouraging word for them to seek help. Thank you so much, and all of you for your service.
Thank you. Yes. You guys have time for maybe 1 or 2 more.
Hi, my name is Connie, and I served in the U.S. Navy, but my dad was so angry at me for joining the Navy, even though he retired from the Navy and my mom retired from the Navy. He said, if you're going to join the service, you should have joined the Air Force. I said, no, I'm going to join the Navy because it made him mad. That's why I do it. And so then I met my husband in the military. I was in the military by then for three years. Well, I ended up getting pregnant, and by then the Navy had their rules. Women were not allowed to be married or pregnant, and so they kicked me out, you might say. And so that son, that they said I could stay in if I give up my child, and I said no. So that child went on. He grew up very well. He joined the Marine Corps, and he recently retired from the Marine Corps with 28 years, and he was a CWO5. And my youngest son, who is still in the Navy, he's been in now for 22 years. And I just feel grateful that I've got a family that supports me, and I support them. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And actually, special shout out to the military families who are multi-generational military families. Shout out to you all as well. I know there's lots of you. Any multi-generational military families here? Look around the room, folks. Look around the room. This is incredible. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Anyone else? You have time for one more? Yeah? One more time over the back over there? Yeah?
Hi, my name is Kathy, and I joined the Army in 1974 as the Vietnam War was ending. And at that time when I joined, it was not a good thing to say you were in the military. Those that don't remember. But people say now, thank you for your service. And I heard the lady up front with her husband in the Royal Navy, and I understand what you're saying because of that time. But I also know that the Army gave me the greatest opportunities, opened doors for me that will never be opened this anymore. I was one of the first union partners in the Army, and I traveled all over the world, and I got my education, and I've had a really wonderful life in the Army. And for those of you that had to go to war or deploy, I thank you, because you opened doors for me too.
Thank you. You want to speak over here? Would you like to say something? Yep, well, that may be the last one.
Just a short couple of little anecdotes. I was on a ship out of Norfolk in 1961, and we had to take a cruise. And when we went through Cape Hatteras, you think the water was rough and the ship was rocking and rolling. We went through 100-foot seas.
Wow.
Also on the same cruise, I was working in the engine room, and the temperature was 140 degrees. And they pulled a general quarter drill on us, and the temperature went up to 160. That's what Navy goes through sometimes.
Thank you for sharing that. Folks, can we give one more hand for everyone who shared something with us today? Thank you. Alrighty, now, if you've been to one of these before, you know what's coming next. We have a video. If you haven't been, this is your first time. I'm going to show you a video from the president of Carnival, Christine Duffy. She is going to tell you what the military means to her personally, and of course to us here at Carnival, and our partnership with Operation Homefront. And don't go anywhere, because after we're going to take a group photo, and then we have a sweepstakes, a free sweepstakes that you can all enter as well. So go ahead and enjoy the video, everybody. President of Carnival.
Hello, and thank you for sailing with us. I'm Christine Duffy, President of Carnival Cruise Line, and I want you to know how much all of us here at Carnival appreciate you and your military service. I hope you're having a wonderful cruise vacation. We're grateful that you've chosen to attend this special tribute to honor those on board who have served or are currently serving in the military. It's always one of my favorite things to do when I'm on a Carnival cruise, and it's a guest favorite as well. We're privileged here at Carnival to have more active and retired military service members choosing to sail with us over any other cruise line for their much-deserved vacation. I have personally witnessed the honor and dedication of military men and women and the sacrifices made by their families. I am humbled by those who are willing to give so much to preserve and protect our freedoms. Military service is close to my heart, and honoring all those who serve or have served is important to me personally, because military service runs in my own family. My son Sean proudly served in the United States Army as a JAG officer. My father was in the Army, and so was my stepfather, who served as a Green Beret. My dad's brothers, my 3 uncles, all served too, representing 3 different branches of the armed forces, 1 in the Air Force, 1 in the Navy, and 1 in the Marine Corps. At Carnival, we are also known as America's Cruise Line, and many veterans work as part of our team. As a company, we've been a big supporter of military families throughout the years, and we remain proud to continue that mission today. Since 2015, we've partnered with Operation Homefront to help provide support of its work. Supported by a nationwide network of volunteers, Operation Homefront is dedicated to the needs of military families, providing critical financial assistance and housing programs. I want you to meet John Prey Jr., retired Brigadier General of the United States Air Force and the President and CEO of Operation Homefront.
I want to take a moment to offer a heartfelt thank you for what my dear friend Christine Duffy and the entire Carnival Cruise Line team have done and continue to do to help us care for our military families. We know Carnival Cruise Line enthusiastically supports our important work and champions our vision to be the provider of choice for short-term financial relief and recurring family support programs to ensure the long-term resiliency of our amazing military families. We also know Carnival Cruise Line shares our belief that strong military families make their communities stronger, and these strong communities, in turn, make our nation stronger. So a big thank you to the Carnival team for your long-standing support of our important work, and a big thank you to all the military families who have done so much for all of us in our nation's time of need.
We are truly thankful for those who support the Operation Homefront program. It fills a need when you're transitioning from the military. Like it's a wonderful program.
Through the Operation Homefront program, I was able to reduce debt and build up savings by 75%. I couldn't have done it without Operation Homefront.
Operation Homefront has such a big impact on the lives of military families, and we are so very proud to partner with them. I hope all of you appreciate this event today as much as we at Carnival Cruise Line appreciate you and your service. We thank you for spending your vacation with us, and on behalf of the entire Carnival family, we hope you and your loved ones have an extraordinary time on your Carnival cruise because you deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Now, folks, I'm very excited to let you all know that for our military here on board, we have a free cruise sweepstakes where we draw a winner every single month. Your choice, from a free 3-day to an 8-day cruise. Again, it's your choice, and you can enter this afterwards. On either side, we're going to have Gabby and Momo over here. They're going to be on both sides for you to enter. All you need to do is swipe your sail and sign card, your room key. Just swipe your room key, and they'll enter you in automatically for that free cruise giveaway. Now, the winner will be posted each month on John Heald's, who is our brand ambassador. There's his name there if you want to write it down, on his Facebook page. If you do win, Carnival Cruise Line will contact you directly, but the winner will be posted for the public to see on John Heald's Facebook page every single month if you want to give him a follow on there. Also, when you're entering the free cruise giveaway, you have an opportunity to donate to Operation Homefront if you like. You can donate through your sail and sign card, a couple bucks, whatever it is, whatever you'd like to donate. It'll all go on your sail and sign card. Just let the team, Gabby and Momo, know if you'd like to donate. But folks, at this time, we're going to bring you up here for a group photo. We're going to take a group photo together, so if you'd like to be part of our group photo, come on down. If you're not able to come on the stage, that is okay as well. We can stand in the front of the stage here. We can use this area in the front and on the side. So I'll invite you all down. We have our pixels photographer here who's going to take the photo for us. So feel free, come on down, everybody.
Hey everybody, I'm Cruise Director Jake. You are watching Coach Cruise. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with everyone.